Welcome, guys, to another video of Chibino Podcast. You got me, David the Smash Fan, and we have our special guest again, Hipster Paul.
It is I. Hi, guys.
And today we're talking about Saint Seiya. So,
Or Knights of the Zodiac.
Knights of the Zodiac, as it was known here, with all the green and purple blood and the censorship that you saw here in the U.S. They're coming out with the series the way Netflix wants to do it on July 19th. So
next week.
So they dropped a new trailer and a new poster. So we're going to talk about this because there's a lot that they're doing, good and bad, about this series. So I don't know if hardcore fans are going to like it. I don't know if new people are going to like it. So, but we're going to talk about those things. So let's start with the poster here. So the poster came out a few days ago, and it's a really simple poster. You have all the knights and you have Athena in the. Are they in the battle arena? Does it that kind of look like, or is it just
Okay, you can say that because most of the stuff takes place in Rome. So, yeah, that's a good setting. It actually represents exactly where they are fighting.
Yeah, I mean, and then you have like the little star constellation on the left.
Yeah, fun fact, that's the constellation of Pegasus.
Mm-hmm.
So, a little Easter egg for a couple people.
Saint Seiya, Pegasus, get all that. And then you have the rest of the Saints. Again, we've talked about Shun a lot and the whole controversy with Shun being now a girl, which I think I've read more into it about why some fans are upset, and there's another why everyone's upset.
There you go.
But one of them is like they liked that Shun was like, more feminine and being a boy, because I guess a lot of people liked that they had some sort of representation of those who were gay or whatever, because even I don't know if they've specifically said he's not gay, but he was very feminine.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's what they liked, that they had some sort of representation. So a lot of people who want to watch it, they see it's a girl. That's another reason. Like, it's not the main reason, but I saw that and I was like, I never thought of that as a reason to be upset why they turn Shun into a girl. Like I said, it changes a lot of stuff, but that's just another reason to add why people are upset with the gender change for Shun.
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense because, in this story, there's also some other characters that appear to be more, I don't know, I guess you can say more LGBTB compared to other characters. But, it's their adaptation. It doesn't have to be, like, closely related, but yeah.
You know what's funny, though, is the one who was writing the script for it, he was saying that they wanted more female representation in the show, but there are female saints.
They are.
They're the ones that are covered with the mask. Like we talked about in our last video about their kind of lore and why they wear the mask and what happens later on in the series. So it's kind of odd that that's his reasoning for making Shun a girl when they are vital to the story.
It was a weak explanation.
Yeah. But I mean, overall, like on the poster here, what things stand out to you?
Like I mentioned to you before, I think the thing that stands out to me the most is the character design. I was looking at the armor. I really like that they have a combination between the V2 and the V1 armor that they have on the original story. I'm glad that they didn't go with the helmet design, because that was mostly for the anime back in the old days. So I think that's the first thing that draws into me the most. Like, the design of the armor looks pretty cool. It looks pretty awesome. Everything is shiny. Everything is, I don't know. You can see like some of the symbols like that they're wearing in their head is also on their chest, which is something kind of new, but at the same time it kind of fits.
Right, and the boxes look different. I mean, we talked about this before in the first trailer, but do you think that has to do also with the changes of the armor that they get, like in the beginning?
Yeah. Well, on the like, if you guys probably seen the CGI Seiya movie that came out not long ago. In that particular movie, they actually decided to use the boxes into like some name tags.
Yeah.
So they actually kept the idea on this particular story as well. And the same thing with Athena's little rod that she has. I'm trying to remember the name right now, but that in that trailer you actually get to see it, that it also disappears and appears.
Yeah, that's cool.
So they actually make a couple of changes. They're trying to make it more modern, which is kind of cool. I actually dig that. So I don't have any problems with the boxes or anything like that, and the armor looks pretty cool so far. So I think that's the first thing that draws my attention on this particular poster.
Right. So I have nothing else to add to the poster. I mean, we get like a lot of cool Easter eggs. I get more of more. We get to see more in detail the character design and looking pretty good. So let's get actually into the trailer, because the trailer is where there's a whole lot of stuff that's happening, and I don't even know what to think of it. So it starts with Seiya meeting up with these bullies or these people, these guys that are robbing a person, and he tries to step into the fight and he's like just roller skating. He gets punched, and then it goes to like a camera, like a video camera, and then you see this still with him, and he is emitting this like blue aura through his hands, and he has wings in the back, which that was never in the original, like both in the anime or the manga, right?
That is correct. Yeah, that didn't manifest until he actually finished his training and all. So this is like a new take on introducing the character, which I can see why they're doing that, but to the other like original fans, they're probably saying like, well, this wasn't in the story.
Well, and we can tell that it has to be like one of the first episodes, if not the first episode, because in the overdub, he's talking. This guy's talking, and I forget his name. You know his name. Where he's talking like, you never knew about these powers. Like, let me show you.
Oh, Matsumoto Kido, that's the adopted father of Athena. Yes.
Yes,
but something that I wanted to mention, going back to the trailer at the very beginning, the thing that really was kind of cool, but kind of interesting, is to see him on the skateboard, because Seiya never had a skateboard. He was actually a big soccer fan. You can see him like playing soccer and all, but never on a skateboard. So that was like, huh? And the second thing that really drew my attention is wearing his sneakers. He had some fire sneakers over there.
His sneakers. Hey, if you don't have money for food or anything, you might as well spend them on nice sneakers.
Yeah, so
they last forever.
And the thing about that too, like, it seems like Seiya, my assumption watching this trailer at the very beginning, it looks like he has money. He has nice sneakers, he has a skateboard, his clothes look kind of nice, he has like a modern shirt, which is kind of interesting, because in reality, like, he was an orphan. He and his sister are the only ones who were the only family he had at that particular time.
Right, so they didn't give much info on their family life, because we just see him fighting those thugs, and then we meet what was his name one more time?
Matsumata Kido.
Matsumata Kido. So I think people who are gonna watch this already know the story. If you don't, these are spoilers. But he is the father of Athena. Right?
Adopted father, yeah, he's the one who adopted Athena.
And he also has some weird stuff, which I don't know if they're gonna do in this version of adaptation or not. But he is the father of 114 people, right? Or 114.
Well, let me.
kids.
I actually have to verify. I don't remember the numbers. I don't think it's 114, but he had a lot of kids. In the original story, all of the kids that he had were later to become knights.
Yeah, saints. And so whether they keep me that or not, we don't know. But this is light spoiler over there.
But I don't think they're gonna have that on the story. I think they're gonna change some of the background on that character, because I think that's kind of crazy.
Right. And then here's the other part that's really odd is he starts the subtitles say like a war has begun, and they start talking about the knights, and you see this cool picture with the knights on the left side, and you have the gods in the background, but then you have the military on the right, and I think that's throwing a lot of people off, and it just.
I'm gonna say, yeah, overall I think the image looks pretty cool.
The image looks cool.
I like how everything is like you mentioned before, but yeah, I think it's a little bit different. Like, if you actually pay close attention, on the right you see like the military personnel like fighting against the saints, which that never happened in the original story. So I guess Netflix is trying to take their own take and interpretation and adding another enemy into the story as well. So
I want to say though, his hair looks so crazy. It's just like, I don't know how they did. Like, like people talk about anime characters having weird hair. He has weird hair.
He reminds me of a Pokemon trainer or something like that.
Yeah, he does. And then we get a cool glimpse of one of the gold saints, which you mentioned the design, everything just looks spot on, right?
Yeah, I think it's actually a little bit more shiny than before. Like, even the bottom part of his cloth looks pretty amazing. They did I think, like I said, the design on the characters, they did a good job on that for sure.
Now on his cloth in his little, I guess I don't want to call it belt buckle, but like the little part in the middle, like it has kind of like a color, just one part color. Is there any significance to that?
Not necessarily. I think that's part of the piece of his zodiac sign. He's the symbol of Leo. So it looks pretty. Looks amazing. Like I said, I didn't have any complaints on that. I think a lot of people that actually watched the trailer as well really enjoy the design on this particular character. A bit different about this character is that some of his face it's a little bit different. I wish his sideburns were a little bit longer, but overall I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, and I like the gold lighting they have around him. And then we get some parts of like the militarization, and it looks like they're attacking Athena, and that's where you see her materialize her staff. And then we move on. I don't think there's much to say around here because we don't know the context of what's going on here. We don't know why the military is supposedly attacking Athena. I mean, it might be that they're cutting it that way, but that's what it looks like. They're going to attack Athena for whatever reason. And then we get to see the Saints fighting the Black Knights. Now their design had changed a lot too.
Yeah, like originally in the story, the Black Knights were actually just replicas of the original Saints, but in black. So all of them like had the same outfit as the main characters, but in black. But then nowadays, I think they added a little more mechanic, more electronics into their outfit.
They look like, what do they call those synth pop European guys, like the way, because they have like their midriff showing off, and it's just more like less armory, and so it looks kind of funny. Like it doesn't look like you take them too seriously. Right. It's like there's like one of the characters like off like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the old '80s one. Like you don't take them really seriously. They're not really a big threat. It's just, I think it's a questionable design change. It doesn't make them feel threatening. I mean, they're big and bulky and they're a whole lot bigger than all the other the Saints they're fighting, but they just look ridiculous.
So I heard that they actually the Black Knights, they're actually a replica of one of the characters in the story. I'm not exactly sure if that's correct. It looks like it, like one of the main characters. Well, not the main characters. One of the characters you see at the very beginning of the story. But I guess we'll find out to see. But yeah, it looks a little bit interesting. I mean, in a sense, I'm glad that they don't have it, but at the same time, I don't know.
They look like Roida Bane. Like that's kind of look like Bane clones. And then you see, I think that's Shun.
Yeah,
Shun gets hit by, I guess, one of their blasts. And then we get to see the fight between Seiya, and I don't know what the guy's name is. You probably know.
Yeah, Casius. That's his name.
Casius. So in the original one, this is where the original story. This is where Seiya, when he beats him, it's when he earns the armor.
Yeah, that is correct. And something that I don't know how they're gonna interpret that, because I mean, going by the spoilers, in this original fight, in this particular fight, Seiya actually cuts Casius' ear, so you actually see an ear popping out on the original story. I don't know what exactly they're gonna do on the Netflix show. They're probably gonna keep it more PG and trying to filter some stuff. Also makes me wonder if they're gonna be like a lot of violence. It's gonna be a lot of blood, or we're gonna have some purple blood or green blood like they had in the original show.
I hope not. I hope it'd be funny if they referenced it, but overall, like I don't want to see that. That'd be kind of dumb. That if they added that.
But for the most part, it's kind of authentic. Most of the outfit looks completely similar than the manga.
Did they change the color of Seiya's? Because I don't think it was green and like yellow. I thought it was.
It looks similar. I'm trying to remember if it's the same color, because they might probably make some minimal changes, but for the most part, it looks pretty similar. If it makes some color changes, I probably wouldn't tell. But for the most part, it looks spot on.
Okay. And then we get some stuff that we've seen before. So we see Seiya transforming, doing his signature attack. And then this is where they tell us that the song is by the band called the Struts, they do their version of Pegasus Seiya.
Yeah, and that's a European band. I believe they're from the UK.
I thought it sounded really good. I really liked it.
Yeah, and they also composed the ending. And the ending, well, it's actually online if you actually want to check it out. I'm trying to remember the name for it, but the ending, it's on full, so you can actually see it. It's from a different album. I think it came out like maybe a year ago or something like that. But so far, it seems like they might be able to pull it off. I'm quite surprised, actually.
Yeah, and then you see like all the different saints. You see Shun. You see Ryoga, right? and I forget the other one.
Hyoga and Shiryu.
Yeah, Shiryu. So you see all of them like transforming or doing their attacks, which we saw before in the first trailer. And then we see him in action fighting the military, which again there's no context to tell us why they're fighting the military, but we just know they're fighting them at one point. And then
see, my assumption in this particular story, because at the very beginning of the story, well, after they, I don't want to go too much into spoilers,
right?
But somehow I'm not gonna. Athena ends up with the gall cloth of a particular character. So my assumption here is maybe the military is also trying to steal that from Athena and the Saints. So I don't know, but it seems like it is, it seems like not, but that's one of my guesses at this particular moment.
Right. And then the last thing we see, or not the last thing, but then we get to see the other antagonist, or the third one, or I don't know exactly, but you see Ikki.
Right. He is the main antagonist at the very beginning of the show.
Do you think they're gonna change his? Because he is Shun's brother in the original. Do you think they're gonna change that at all?
I think they're gonna keep it. I hope they keep it, because a lot of people will be angry if they didn't.
If they change it,
because it actually plays a big important role in the future as well, having that bondage between Shun and Ikki.
And he's an interesting character because his cosmos is different. Than it's like very like unique to him, right?
Yeah, he has the Phoenix cloud, which is not a lot of Saints can actually have that. It gets,
but
you got to be specially chosen.
Isn't it because like it's fueled by like not negative emotions, but like aggressive emotions? I guess
you can say that. I guess those particular feelings and some hatred, but eventually.
But he always like fights and helps Athena. Like,
well, at the very beginning.
At the beginning, he does it. Yeah, like he's not like
he has another particular purpose for him fighting all the regular Saints.
Right, and then we do get to see all the Saints fighting him, and what looks to be like a cave. The setting, I don't know. Is a setting familiar to you, at least from this trailer?
Kind of. I think some of the story takes place in the mountains, so that's what they're trying to replicate. It's a little bit different, of course, but I mean that's the only take I can take on that. I like that particular shot. That's a little bit of spoiler on that particular shot that you have at the moment.
I'll probably put a different portion on there because, there is some spoiler parts in there that I guess if you've seen the anime, which I don't think a lot of people have, like now, but I guess you won't know. You won't even know what this is, but it is a big spoiler. That when they're showing the fight with Ikki, so we won't show you that. We won't show you that image. But one of the last fights we get to see is when they're back at the battle arena, and all of them are fighting, and they're fighting. I think you said they're the Pope's like
minions.
Minions. I thought they were the Black Knights, but no, they have a different design. They're not as bulky. They look very generic. But the cool thing is they do this kind of pan around camera perspective where like it zooms into like when Seiya's fighting, then it changes to Shun, then it changes to Hyoga, Shiryu. Like it just keeps changing. It looks really cool, and the choreography looks really great. You see all of them to use all these different techniques, and then at the end, again they show like one more clip I think of him fighting Ikki.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the title, Knights of the Zodiac Saint Seiya. So
I gotta tell you, when I heard that the trailer came out, like I wanted to watch it. I was like, well, I guess I'll watch it. I didn't have any high expectation, but because of the fight that they show almost at the very end, and the music, it kind of gave me a little bit more hope. Maybe it will turn out to be good. I mean, still, I know there's a lot of things that they changed that a lot of fans are not too happy about it. But, I mean, this helped me convince me to, like, giving him a little more chance to watch it. And I mean, regardless, I'm going to watch it. But I think that this particular trailer was not bad at all. I think it was good.
Right.
It's a good trailer.
Now, so we've talked about stuff that's confirmed or stuff that we've seen here. But let's talk about some unconfirmed things that we've heard from people who have sources. One of the things, and this kind of bothers me, but again, it's possible because Netflix likes to do this for whatever reason. But if you look up information on Saint Seiya, the Netflix adaptation, they're slated to have 12 episodes. But Paul, you heard something different. Well, I mean, you heard that it's gonna have 12 episodes, but there's gonna be something different with how they're gonna air it.
For what I heard, I'm not exactly sure if this is confirmed or not. I mean, a lot of people have been saying that it is, so I guess we'll have to find out to see. They're only gonna release 6 episodes at the very beginning, and then later on they're gonna show the remaining 6.
So this is kind of Netflix has done this with like part 1, part 2, and I don't like it. And it's especially because it's only 12 episode run, and them splitting it into 2 parts with 6 episodes each. I don't like that. I think if maybe they had 24 episodes, having 12 first and then 12 in another part, that would make more sense. But the 6 and 6, like, do you feel like people will be engaged enough to be wanting to watch part 2? Again, we don't know all the changes they're gonna do. I mean, we're all assuming stuff here, but based on the information that you've seen, that we know and what we're speculating, do you feel like having releasing just the first 6 episodes first is a good idea?
I can see Netflix doing that. They done with a lot of shows,
right?
Like Enchanted,
right? But do you feel like that's a good idea, like especially for this show that it is old, B, it has a huge fan base, especially in South America, and they have dedicated fans there. But do you feel like them getting 6 episodes is going to be hard, A, for those hardcore fans, and B, for new people to try and get introduced to Saint Seiya with only having 6 episodes and having to wait?
Yeah, I think so. But I also think that Netflix is doing this on a strategic way, because I think they're testing the waters. They know it is a big show that has a big following all over the world, but also they want to know like if people are really interested in watching it. I mean, yeah, eventually you're gonna show the remaining ones if they end up doing this. I really hope they don't, because I would like to watch all the episodes on all the 12 episodes in one run.
Right.
But I think they're just testing to see how that goes. I mean, ideally, for a fan or for somebody who's want to watch a new show, I think they should watch the whole series. Or the first, like every anime season, there's like one season and another season, and then let that sink in and see if you like that show or not.
Right.
But we'll see. I mean, I really hope that's not true, because I really, like I say, I would like to watch the whole thing all together.
And I think this is the first time they've done it with an anime adaptation. I don't remember them doing with any other Netflix shows that they've either bought license for or they've brought over. I've never seen that, unless the only time I've ever seen it is like if the part is not out on DVD or Blu-ray, and that's what they only have up to like certain, or they only have rights to stream a certain number of episodes. But for them, their own licensed animes that they have, I've never seen this.
Yeah, so I guess we'll wait and see. Like I mentioned, I really hope that that's just a rumor, because I've been hearing that quite a bit for a couple of people. But I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens, because I mean it's a famous show. A lot of people are really expecting to watch it. Some people are really not expecting to watch it. They have like really low expectations because of all the changes, and yeah, that's kind of frustrating, especially as a fan. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what they do, and then we can make our decision and our verdict based on all the episodes that we're able to watch.
True. So July 19th, that's when it's coming out. We'll watch it. We'll give you our review of the adaptation. So look out for that. Let us know what you think of the trailer and of the post. Like, are you hyped for it? Do you not even care? Are you upset with the changes? Let us know in the comment section below. And thank you so much for listening. This is David the Smash Fan and Hipster Paul. Tell the people goodbye.
Goodbye. Chibi out.
Chibi out.